Fam, this is going to be the second Incubus track that we've covered on this channel, and thanks for reminding me to get back to it. Before we get to Pardon Me, we need to kind of enter the world that Brandon Boyd was kind of living in at the time. Incubus had spent 1998 playing more than 300 shows, apparently. You know, when they finally returned home, they gave themselves, 8 weeks to write Make Yourself? But Brandon wasn't returning to anything stable. When he'd been touring, his girlfriend, the woman that he'd been with apparently since the year Incubus formed, had been having an affair. And around the same time, Brandon also lost a close friend and family member. So he later described the experience as being like bombarded by life. And yet the machine didn't stop. Incubus still needed to write the album that would determine whether they remained like an underground phase or became something larger altogether. And this was essentially the condition of Brandon's world ego, let's say, at the time. The identity called Brandon Boyd was being attacked from every single direction, right? You know, the lover, the musician, the friend, the family member, and expected to keep functioning as though all of these things were separate problems. Pardon Me kind of emerges when that system finally needs somewhere for all that pressure to go. Family, first watch, we're getting into it right now. We're going to let him cook. Please cook, sir.
Ago, I never thought I would be at 23 on the verge of spontaneous combustion. Woe is me, but I guess that it comes with the territory, an ominous landscape of never-ending calamity. I need you to hear, I need you to see, but I am at, I can take an exploding scene, like an infinite possibility. To me.
Yo, first of all, these verses are fire. It's almost like he's doing like a speed, like a double time rapping thing. You know, it's very jazzy, but it also kind of embodies the feeling of your brain kind of moving too fast for the circumstances around you. What a cool symbolic way of doing the track, right? Where he's like, I'm going to like outpace the beat to kind of show and demonstrate how fast my mind is racing during all this. Listen to that again.
On the verge of spontaneous. A decade ago, I never thought I would be at 23 on the verge of spontaneous combustion. Woe is me, but I guess that it comes with the territory, an ominous landscape of never-ending calamity.
An ominous landscape of never-ending calamity. This is poetry. You know, I appreciate the vocab.
I need you to hear, I need you to see, but I am at, I can take an exploding scene, like an infinite possibility. To me. So pardon me while I burst into flames. I've had enough of the world and its people's mindless gaze. So pardon me while I burn and rise above the flame. Pardon me, pardon me.
Yo, the pardon me part is what's really getting me right now. Right? To say pardon me is like a polite gesture. It's it's said in a flippant way, of course, but it's like all of these responsibilities, right? He says the word responsibility, but he's being pulled in 8 different directions. You know, and what is an explosion? What is a combustion other than going in several different directions simultaneously, right? But I say that pardon me is really, really, it's really deep in this song, because he's kind of like saying, like, I apologize for not being capable of being 8 different things. And a lot of people felt this way when this song came out.
So pardon me while I burn and rise above the flame. Pardon me, pardon me. I'll never be the same.
Listen, hip hop was taking over during this time, right? And so, I mean, there were so many groups that just had a hip hop element, whether they wanted to or not. It even like affected gospel rock. You guys remember DC Talk? You know, like, you guys don't remember DC Talk. What are we talking about here?
ago, I was having a look in a book and I saw a picture of a guy right up above his knee. I said I can relate, cause lately I've been thinking of combustication as a welcome vacation from the burdens of the planet Earth, gravity, hypocrisy, and the perils of being in 3D.
Listen to the lyricism. It's so crazy.
Planet Earth, gravity.
Like gravity, hypocrisy, and the perils of being in 3D. Damn. What are the perils of being in 3D? What would happen if you were two-dimensional? Well, if you were two-dimensional, you could just turn sideways and become invisible, right? And wouldn't it be nice to only be visible to like half of the population, the ones that you're facing, right? Wouldn't it be awesome if you could just turn a certain way and have everything that couldn't see you kind of freeze so that you could focus on, you know what I'm saying? It's like the poetry is beautiful. Living hypocrisy and the perils of being three-dimensional. Let this man cook, please.
Welcome vacation from the burdens of the planet Earth, gravity, hypocrisy, and the perils of being in 3D. But thinking so much different things. But in me, while I burst into flames, I've got enough of the world and its people's mindless gaze. So but in me, while I burn, it rises above the flame. But in me, I'll never be the same.
Guys, hear me out one time. When he says, pardon me, you know I already mentioned this, but this is kind of the most meaningful part for me to this song. Pardon me is more than just kind of a polite nod to all of these things which are responsibilities. These aren't enemies. And so the pardon me makes sense for that reason. But it also makes sense if it's like, look, when I burst into flames, I don't want to harm anybody. It's like this is going to happen as a result of me only being human and being treated like I'm something else, like I'm supposed to be in 8 different places at once, handling a myriad of different things. So that pardon me is almost like a step back. You know, it was said that, you know, in the old school days, you know, when you'd be walking, you'd step on a landmine. You'd have to tell the remaining soldiers around you, hey, like, move, get out of the way. Because you have to, like, lean back and then, you know, the landmine's going to take your foot or, like, your, you know, lower leg. Or I'm sorry to get, you know, grim. But that pardon me is like, I don't want to take anyone with me when this inevitably occurs. Respectfully.
Pardon me, I'll never be the same. Never be the same. Pardon me while I burst into flames. Pardon me, pardon me, pardon me. So pardon me while I burst into flames. I've had enough of the world and its people's mindless gaze. So pardon me while I burn. It rises above the flame. Pardon me, pardon me. I'll never be the same. Pardon me, I'll never be the same. Yeah.
Guys, if there's one thing you can help me out with, what does it mean? What is the never be the same part? Like, what happens after someone bursts into flames and, changes as a result of, whatever happens? Like, that there's a symbolic meaning, and that's probably the point of the entire song. I may have just missed it because I got so caught up with the pardon me part. But I'll never be the same, right? Like, something is going to happen. I'm letting go. Maybe that's what it is. The bursting into flames and rising above the flames is just saying, like, look, I can't dedicate my life to the future, right? It's become too uncertain. Fam, help me out in the chat. Correspond with me on this one. Should we go into more Incubus? And if so, what? Family, like, comment, share, subscribe, hype the video if that option's available. Join us in the Patreon for more that hasn't released to the YouTubes yet. All of that'll be in the link in the description below. And family, till we see each other again, please stay balanced, family.